Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel on another Monday Mix. Today is the 15th of September. Now we've got a fair few bits to show you today, coin related that is, so don't get too excited. But first we're going to start with some coin news. Now last week I did mention in the Monday Mix about a few coin releases. Obviously we saw the first portrait of Queen Elizabeth II came out on the £5 coin, the Mary Gillick portrait. I still maintain that I think it does look like the portrait is next to one giant speaker. I don't know why it gives me a bit of the Florence Nightingale coin vibes, as well as the 007 James Bond coins as well. It seems like a bit of a mix. And then of course last Thursday we saw the release of the RSS Discovery. Obviously I'm still waiting for that to arrive as well, but today we have seen the release of the Monopoly 50p coin. 90 years of Monopoly, and I think this coin will be quite popular with a lot of coin collectors. Hopefully it will actually go into circulation, but it might be just a case of wait and see. And I've also received this week. I haven't opened it yet. Let's get rid of the evidence first. If I can get it out of the packet. Yeah, I'll just move that to one side. Right. Not even sure what it is. I know it's a £5 coin. Oh, it's the Lunar Year of the Horse. Part of the Shenzhou collection. It started in the Cupid Nickel version in 2020 with the Year of the Rat. That's the only one I still haven't got, but it is quite expensive to get. Now I believe this symbol there, the Chinese symbol, I think that stands for horse, from what I'm led to believe. So the horse is on some cobblestones, and they've got a building in the background with the clock at 12 PM, or could be 12 midnight. A lot of people think that the horse face looks like a bit like a cartoon. I don't know, it could be Sugar, could be Red Rum. They've got Martin Jennings' portrait on the obverse, and it's dated 2026 because the year of the horse in the Chinese year is going to be early February next year, so that's why the coin is dated 2026. Now, have we got... oh, we have got a scratch card. Wasn't sure if we had one. Like looking at these. There's much to go out there. Right, so let's see what we have today. I do know that there's a couple more £2 trading cards out, thanks to Coin Phrase, who actually let me know that the England one is out, the Commonwealth England. There is another one apparently as well. And I said to him, no doubt I'll probably get a slave trade, and yet again I must have about 7 or 8 now. It's getting ridiculous. Need some new ones. Alright, now my good friend Ian Ritchie has also sent me up some coins that I haven't got in my collection yet, and they're all circulated ones. First one is 20p, which I knew was going to be upside down, in 2022. So this is a circulated one, which I don't actually have in the collection yet. I mean, there's 42,875,000 of these, but it looks like these are starting to come through now. And as well as that, he sent me up 2 of these £1 coins. As you can see, it's got the little flowers of the nation on, and the year is 2022. So there's what, 7,735,000 I think it is. of those. But like I say, he sent me 2, so one will be going in the Big Daddy album. I do have a secondary one that I've got in capsules. So thank you for that, Ian. Now, there was only one event I could find that was actually coin related to date, and that happened way back on the 15th of September 1890, where we saw the birth of the author Agatha Christie. Now, Agatha Christie was 30 years of age before her first book was published, which was in 1920. That was called The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which introduced the Belgian detective Hercule Poirot. Now, she began writing detective fiction whilst working as a nurse during World War One. Now, in her books, she also had another major detective, and that was Miss Jane Marple, an elderly spinster who didn't actually appear until the 1930 novel Murder at the Vicarage. Many of Agatha Christie's novels were actually made into films, such as Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile, to name but 2. Her most successful play was The Mousetrap, which debuted in 1952, and it set a world record of the longest continuous run at one theatre, which was the Ambassadors Theatre in London. It ran for more than 21 years and over 8,862 performances before it actually moved to St Martin's Theatre in 1974, where it continued until 2020 when theatres were actually closed due to the COVID pandemic. But it managed over 28,200 performances to date in total. And 5 years ago, the Royal Mint produced a £2 coin to commemorate 100 years since the first book was published. And you can see the mintage of 92,405. Commemorative, not intended for circulation, or not struck for circulation if you want to call it that. And this one's a brilliant uncirculated. So that 92,405 consisted of 37,117 which are in annual sets, 16,838 in the BU packs, and there was 38,450 in third-party trade packaging. And the design indicates some elements used in detective novels. You know, we got that little pistol there. Don't know, that's a PPK. Bottle of poison, and then we've got a knife there at the bottom, and a pen there. So I'm presuming that's supposed to be the pen's mightier than the sword. Then you've got that like little jigsaw design, a bit like some detective work, putting all the pieces together. And on the obverse, we've got the Jodie Clark portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if they're starting to get a bit of damage. A bit of fluff, that bit. Never mind. Yeah, nice coin. Now on Friday, the wife and I went to Corbridge. Now, the primary aim was to find out how long it would take to get from home to Corbridge, because apparently there's a wedding dress hire shop that my youngest daughter was interested in checking out. As it turns out, she's got a wedding dress a bit nearer home at the weekend. But we did find out that there was at least one antique shop there, and I thought, oh, might have some coins on display. Corbridge was initially called Coria, C-O-R-I-A, which is Old English for tribal settlement, and Bridge, which is B-R-Y-C-G, for bridge. So over time it evolved into Corbridge. It's quite a nice little picturesque village. Unfortunately, we didn't take much footage there, but apparently there was at least one antique shop there. As it turned out, there was a couple that we did find, and I thought they might have some coins for sale. And as it turns out, I was correct. And the first shop we found, they were selling various coins. I know there was a Brexit there for £1.50. I couldn't film inside, didn't have permission. But this was a jar of euro cents, and it says €5, but I think there was only €4.94, I think, for £3. But there was actually 3 Netherlands old cents as well, so that's why they probably thought it was €5, but it wasn't. So although it says legal tender, those 3 Dutch ones weren't. So I put them into a bag there. There was 71 of euro cents that I definitely needed. There was 9 there that are possible upgrades to ones I've already got, and then that left us with 67 of duplicates. So I'm not going to bore you with all the details. I will be putting them into flips at some point and putting them into the big world coin date runs that I've got. In the same shop I found some old pre-decimal pennies, and the lady very kindly gave me in this humbug bag. She must have known it's not my time. But 2cap, if you're watching, if I have any coins to send you, you probably end up getting that. Right, so I probably sort of overpaid a bit in some respects for these. So I've got an 1873 penny. You can see there, £3. It's not in bad condition, a little bit of damage there at the bottom. Victoria. This one was also £3. If I can get it out of the packet. There we go. It's an 1876, and it does have the H mint mark just between the 8 and the 7. That stands for Heaton Mint in Birmingham. This one was £2. And this is an 1882. Again, you can just see the H mint mark between the 2 8s. I've got an 1887, again £2. Like I said, I know I've paid over the odds for these, but they were in pretty decent condition. This one, 1893, again £2. Well, this was probably the best buy. It was only £1, and it probably cost a bit more. It's a 1918, but it's got the KN mint mark there. So I mean, yeah, Mr. reckons it could be good more than £1 in value. And George the 5th. But I've got some Whitman folders. Just move that one out of the way. This 1860 to 1880. As you can see, there's quite a few that I do need. That's probably my favourite one. I've got 1862, which is in fantastic condition, as opposed to that 1874, which is absolutely dreadful. So I'll be looking to swap that out at some point. So I think we had 2 for this album. That's not the 1918. So the 1873 will go in that slot, and the 1876 with the H mint mark will go in that one. Then I've got one from 1881 to 1901. 1901 was last year that Queen Victoria reigned. So I do have most of these. That one there isn't an 1881, it's a 1918, but it's got these weird stamps in it. So I'll just put it in that folder for now. So what we got here, got 1893, which fills that side. Got the 1882 with the H mint mark. And finally an 1887. So the mintage figure there is just over 7.5 million. And that one there is just over 5.3 million. So I'll still need the 1886, 1884 and both 1881s. 1881 and the 1881H, which might be a bit difficult because the mintage isn't that great. And then we went over the road and I found another shop, and they had some silver threepences. Now I was hoping that they were all going to be sort of different dates, but the majority were all sort of 1935s, 36s, etc. But I needed these. I mean, these are in brilliant condition. I did fork out again, probably too much for them, £5 a shot. So that one's 1936. And then there was this one. Which is a 1933. So I do have quite a few silver threepences. This one hasn't got very many in. That's from 1838 to 1901. You can see quite a lot of empty spaces. But this one is the one we're concentrating on. So I haven't done too bad. So a lot of the early years of Edward the Seventh, some of the George the Fifth ones. So we've got two there to go into this album. So we've got one there for 1933, and then we've got one for 1936. So doing quite well on the silver threepenny bits. Not that many dates to go through. Like I said, I was hoping there was going to be a few more extra dates I could use. So before to finish off, I'd just like to say a big thank you to Ian Ritchie for the pound coins on that 20p. Put that down there for the Year of the Horse. Please check out the 50p coin hunt that's coming out on Wednesday, as well as showing the restoration of the £2 coin that you would have seen on Saturday, the Mary Rose. The hunt itself was an absolute cracker. That's all I can say. So in the meantime, thank you for watching, and until the next one, keep on hunting, enjoy yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.